Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Good lord, it is time to talk hero predictions for the Emblem banner this month. Very cool, very pog. Let's hop into it. You can see the upcoming heroes down below. Those are the new heroes, banners, 5-star options. Some standard pool, some limited pool. Why are there so many? I don't know. Is what it is. But their time has come. Not unlike your time has come to vote in the second annual Favies Awards happening right now. Voting is ongoing. I will leave a link in the description, probably the pinned comment as well. If you haven't voted yet, go do that. It's completely fan nominated. Okay. Go vote. We're like around 200 votes currently. I want more. I want more votes because I want to hear the will of the people. Okay. So go vote if you haven't done that yet. Anyway, sorry. Plug over. Let's get to this. So this is what we knew / kind of know. Okay. And the reason being is because every year for the past several years, we've had the entire Brave banner rerun in December. Now, I had Myr shaded specifically because I thought that Myr was coming back a month later, not to be on the main banner, but to just be, you know, on the Hall of Forms. And she is. So yay. One down. We're doing so well so far. Outside of that, everybody else has been confirmed. Outside of the Brave heroes, obviously, but I still think that that is pretty much a sticking point. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, this coming month, December, is probably going to look a little bit like this. Okay. I'll give a couple reasonings for the Emblem Lyn prediction in a moment. But you can see we did pick up whomst I thought would be the free hero, the colorless option. And there he is. Rune is there. Okay, so that fills out what would be colorless. I've been right for like 4 months in a row, by the way. I just want to point that out. This is possibly my longest streak of just being correct on stuff when it comes to the end of month banners. Anyway, that streak may end soon because anniversary time is when they shake everything up. Now, there's a couple options here, and you can see in the upcoming pool that we did get Reagan and Tamara at the same time. Okay, and that's fine. But it does make predicting which one's going to come back first a little tricky. And they always put some kind of like limited option on the banner. It used to be just attuned or rearmed. But now we also have aided heroes. So technically that's another limited 5-star that's not a special hero. So I think for intents and purpose, they would likely be treated the same way. There's no reason why they wouldn't be, at least, as far as we know for right now. This is the first time that this is happening, because Reagan was our first aided hero, but, you know, we soon got Dagger, right? So it's, you know, this is the precedence that will be set. So I think in general, they're probably going to be treated the same way. They'll probably show up on New Heroes Return and all that stuff too. So I don't think they would be treated any differently in the monthly banner. So that said, you got a couple options here. But it mainly looks like that. It mainly looks like that. Okay. So, what does that mean for the following month? Well, good question. Good question. The following month looks like this. This is January. Okay? Now, what does that mean? Ultimately, January in the past couple months, or the past couple years rather, specifically speaking, in 2023, January we got a double mythic featuring Gateau and Fomortis. In 2024, last year, or I guess technically this year, currently this year. Anyway, in January of 2024, we got a double banner also, not in the form of Mythic, but kind of, where it was Mythic Lumera and then also Emblem Marth. Emblem Marth debuted. Now, I don't think that they're going to be doing a new, like, monthly limited hero type in January. I don't think they're going to announce that again so soon. I mean, we've only got, like, 4, soon to be 5 Emblem heroes, right? They have an entire year or two of Emblem heroes just from Engage alone yet. So what I think might happen is you're probably going to see a legendary mythic combo. Okay? That's what I'm thinking is going to happen here. It won't be an emblem, obviously, because December is an emblem month. We just had 2 mythics. And in addition to that, the new mythics seem to be doing the rune thing. They could do mythics. I don't know who they would be, per se, but it could be a double mythic. But since we got kind of a combo last year, and in addition to, we have just had an absolute abundance of mythic heroes thanks to Book 8. And for what it's worth, I don't think Book 9 is really going to slow that process down either. I think we might have a legendary mythic combo. Now, that part doesn't really matter as much unless you care about ether raids. That's, because if you get 2 mythics, then, 2 mythics. But other than that, it doesn't really matter for the purpose of this. I think that because green is so weak with Legendary Robin, no offense, they're probably just going to throw some 5-stars in there, call it good. They're not going to put any like limited 5-star option. So what I think that means is they're going to make colorless really strong with Tree Guy and then also Alir. Goldthig is also there because Snake New Year. Hello. Green, I think they'll just write it off, kind of. And then red and blue are going to be really, 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 really strong. That's why I think no matter what happens, you're going to have a new monthly limited option in red and another one in blue. There'll also be color sharing alongside 2 of the most godlike mythic emblems options that currently exist. That being, Neathogre and Celica. So, what does that mean in terms of reappearance? Well, if you recall, we had some options, right? Back in December, which it currently is. I know that's confusing. Just stick with me. If the prior month, December, speaking in terms of January, if December has Reagan, then that means Reagan cannot be on the January banner, right? Which means it has to be Tamara, right? Which allows you to put Aided Dagger there, right? You feel me? Yeah, okay. However, if Tamara is on the December banner, then Tamara cannot be in January. Meaning you can put Regan, and because Regan is an aided hero, you can combo her with a rearmed hero in Marianne. That way you don't have 2 of the same hero types, i.e. Regan and Dagger, both being aided heroes showing up in January. Okay. So, January is going to look like probably one of those two options, my best guess, based on what happens in December. If in December we get Tamara in blue, okay, then in January we're likely going to have Regan alongside Marianne in those godlike color shares. Likewise, if we get Regan this month in December, then that means January we will likely see Tamara and Dagger. And I know what you're thinking. Well, what about February? I'll throw February up on the screen too. Okay. February is a little bit curious. And you can see I have a lot of options kind of faded out there. That is low-key intentional. Because a lot of those options are going to end up being punted over to the new remix pool. Not necessarily being remixed themselves, but they are now within that time gap where they can be remixedized. Okay. So with that said, it's kind of hard to decide. Additionally, there are a handful of options from the December banner that hasn't happened yet that could make a reappearance in February already. We have more than enough in blue, which does kind of fit, right? Because after Regan and Tamara, we don't have any new blue options, pending, of course, like, you know, the new hero banner that I haven't put on here yet. But for the purpose of, you know, December and January, it doesn't really matter. So blue is obviously a safe bet in February because, you know, not a lot of options there. We have one red filler slot, which kind of coincides with the predictions I have given now for January, where one of them is getting used. Either Dagger or Marianne could show up in February. Could also put Marin there. And then Green's a bit of a toss-up, but now we're kind of getting into territory looking at Diazi and Lilina. You know? Could they both show up? Maybe. It's probably, you know, could be anything. Could be anything. If they're throwing either Dagger or Marianne on there, you could have a double rearmed. You could have a split between aided or rearmed. I personally don't think they would ever run a double aided hero, but they could run a double rearmed hero because the value is a little bit higher there. But who knows? They make all kind of weird decisions. And then you have our newest 5-star healer down there, also possibly making a return in February. Because as you can see, we're also dead out of colorless. So, it's kind of fitting. It's kind of fitting. It's giving. Kind of makes sense. But again, February is such a toss-up because of the anniversary and how stuff gets reworked with the remix pools and all of that. It's very difficult to say. So, for the time being, I think that the next 2 months look, you know, something like one of those two options. Those two pairs of options, I should say. Right? Now, what does that mean for this month? Because again, we've seen all this. Why Lyn? And I will close on this. We literally just got a Hector dressed as Eliwood. You know they're gonna put Emblem Lyn this month. This was the beckoning of Emblem Lyn. Because the trio, they often show up together. Okay? They oftentimes just do. Most of the time, Eliwood shows up last. Or not at all. But I think ultimately it's kind of like an ushering in for Emblem Lyn. So it technically it could be anybody. I believe in my heart of hearts that we're going to get a new green emblem hero. And I mean, wouldn't it just make sense for them to give us a green bow Lyn who's way better than legendary Lyn? Wouldn't that just make sense? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it, chat. Anyway, that's my reasoning, my justification. Either way, I still believe that the banner's going to look something like this. Okay? Something like that. But who's to say what truth this reality lies within? That's it for now. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. If you found this helpful, be sure to leave a like. And also, subscribe to the VODs channel, because there's exclusive content as well as live stream archives over there. Of course, if you're a member, you can see the live stream VODs at any time, as they are memorized afterwards. However, if you don't want to pay 99 cents a month, you can see them over on the VODs channel, which is currently ad-free because I am not monetized there. So, what a good December I'm going to have for AdSense. Probably. I don't know. I think it's a better move in the long run, so that's why I'm trying to give it a shot, because YouTube live streams are getting weird with recommendeds. So if you want to go support that channel also, that would be dope and cool and tight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one.